Sai Ram children. So today we are going to do English grammar. Yes, and we are going to revise our topic chapter 12 sentences. Do you all remember children? We have already completed with chapter 12 sentences. Today we are going to have a quick recap of what we have done. Okay? Children, I want you all to keep your rough book and your pencil and eraser with you so that whenever I ask you to write down, you can write down in your rough book. Yes? So keep your rough book, your pencil and eraser in front of you. Okay? So shall we start? What are sentences, children? We have already learned a group of words that makes complete sense is called a sentence. A group of words that make a complete sense is called a sentence, right? A sentence always begins with a capital letter and a sentence ends with a full stop. For example, the school is closed on Sundays. Here the first letter T is capital and there is a full stop at the end, and again Sundays S is capital, children, please note. Yes, we have learnt this in our last class when we revised punctuations also, right? The first letter should always be a capital letter. There has to be a full stop at the end of the sentence. And Sundays we have written in capital because it is a special name, right? Okay. So it can also end with a question mark or an exclamatory mark, right? When the sentence is asking a question, we'll put a question mark. When it ends with an exclamation mark, when we are making an exclamation, wow, what a beautiful flower, so then you have an exclamatory mark. And when I'm asking a question, what are you doing, then you put a question mark at the end of it. A sentence always contains a verb, a doing word or a action word. Yes, we cannot write a sentence without a word. A sentence will always have a verb. Ravi reads a book. So what is the action word here? Reads. Priya plays in the garden. So plays is the action word here. So every sentence will have a verb in it. Verb is a doing word or a action word. Without a verb, the sentence will not make any sense. Can I write a sentence without a word? If there is no action word in that sentence, can we write it? Does it make sense? Let's see. Ravi, a book. Priya, in the garden. Ravi, a book. Does it make any sense to you? What does that mean, Ravi, a book? You will ask me, teacher, what does this mean? Then, if I put a verb there, a doing word there, then will it make a sense? Let's see. Ravi reads a book and Priya plays in the garden. I have put a verb in both the sentences. Now, is it making sense to you? You will tell me, yes teacher, now it is right. Ravi reads a book. You can understand what I am trying to tell you. Priya plays in the garden. Yes, is it clear? So a sentence will always have a verb, a doing word or an action word. Now let us add verbs to these sentences. Okay? Children, I want you all to write this in your rough book. Open your book, open a new page, write today's date on top, write chapter 12, grammar chapter 12 revision. Yes, and write the question first. Add a verb to the following sentence. Add a verb to the following sentences. Yes, have you written it down? Now write the fill in the blanks and think what verb can you put for each of the sentence. I'll give you 2 minutes to do this. After that, I will show you what the answers are. Yes, so write 1. The sun dash. The first one write the sun dash. Write it very neatly, children. You have to touch the line and write. Be careful of the punctuation marks. The first letter should always be capital, and see that you put the other punctuation marks wherever required. Yes, you have to touch the lines and write in a very neat handwriting. The first one is the sun dash. Second is the cow dash grass. The cow dash grass. Third is the watchman dash the gate. The watchman dash the gate. And the fourth is we dash to keep our body fit. We dash to keep our body fit. Now think, what verb can you write for each of these sentences and write it down. Then I will show you the answer, and then accordingly you can give yourself a tick if it is right. If it is wrong, you can erase it and write the right one. This is just a revision, so no need to worry. Even if it is wrong, there's no problem. You have to learn. That's it. So shall I show you the answer? Are you all ready? Okay. The sun, what should the verb be here? Shines. The sun shines. The cow dash grass. The cow dash grass. So what verb can I add here? The cow eats grass. The cow eats grass. The next one, the watchman dashed the gate. The watchman dashed the gate. You can look at the picture. So what is the verb that I can add over here? The watchman opened the gate. The watchman opened the gate. Fourth one, we dash to keep our body fit. We dash to keep our body fit. What do we do to keep our body fit? Yes, we exercise to keep our body fit. We exercise to keep our body fit. Done? Okay, good. Now the next one, rearrange the words to make questions. There are some words, they are given in a jumbled form. We have to form a question, right? So you have to rearrange the words to form a question, and you also have to remember what are the punctuation marks we need to use. If it's a question, what will you put? Yes? So write down the question first, write down the sentences, and then think and write the answer for that, and then I'll show you the correct answer. So the question is, rearrange the words to make questions. Rearrange the words to make questions. Yes, the first one is name your what is. Name your what is. So what should the answer be to that? Write it down in the next line. How should the question be framed? Yes, write it down, put the correct punctuation marks. The second one is school go to you do. School go to you do. The next line, rearrange and frame the question. Done? Now shall we see what the answers are? The first one, name your what is, will be written as what is your name? What is your name? So the first letter W has to be capital. There has to be a question mark at the end of it because it is a question, right? So what is your name? W capital and a question mark at the end. school. School, go to, you do will become which school do you go to? Yes, school, go to, you do, which will become which school do you go to? Yes, the first letter will be capital and there will be a question mark at the end of it. Is it clear, children? Okay. Now the next one. Rearrange the words to make sentences. Rearrange the words to make sentences. Okay. The first one is loud a noise what? Loud a noise what? And the second is journey what tiring was it? Journey what tiring was it? Now arrange them to form a sentence and put the punctuation marks. After you're done, I'll show you the correct answer and let's check whether it is right. First one is loud a noise what? And second is journey what tiring was it? So when we rearrange these words, we will get the first one will be what a loud noise. What a loud noise. So we'll put a exclamatory mark at the end of it. Yes? What a loud noise. So the first letter W is in capital and because the sentence is making an exclamation, we'll put an exclamatory mark at the end of it. Next one, journey what tiring was it will become what a tiring journey it was. What a tiring journey it was. Again, the first letter is capital. So W is capital and we have put a exclamatory mark at the end of it. Yes? Now children, there are a set of sentences in A column, a set of sentences in B column. We are going to match them to make complete sentences. Okay? A column, first one is you will not be able to swim. Second is there were severe water restrictions. Third is these are ancient rock paintings. Okay, and on the B side we have during the drought, on the walls of the cave, in such polluted water. Now you have to pair them to form complete sentence. Yes. And you're going to write, match and write the answers. 1, A, B or C. 2, A, B or C. And 3, A, B or C. You're going to select the correct option. Have you all completed this? Shall we see what the answers are? First one, you will not be able to swim in such polluted water. In such polluted water. Second, there were severe water restrictions. There were severe water restrictions during the drought. Drought means when there is no water, no rains, so no water. It's completely dry. So there were severe water restrictions during the drought. And the third, these are ancient rock paintings on the walls of the cave. These are ancient rock paintings on the walls of the cave. Done, children? Shall we move to the next now? Okay. We have learned sentences. Yes, we know sentence always begins with a capital letter. It ends with a full stop or a question mark or an exclamatory mark, right? Now, we have also learned that sentences always will have a verb. Now we are going to learn two parts of the sentence. Yes, one is subject and one is predicate. Subject and predicate. Subject is the main person or main thing about whom the whole sentence is. And predicate is what is being told about the subject. Yes. Now predicate will always include the verb. So in a sentence, the person or the thing about whom we are speaking will be the subject. Okay. For example, Ravi is in the class. So about whom are we talking? About Ravi, right? So Ravi is the subject here. Predicate tells us what we are saying about the subject. Yes, predicate tells us what we are saying about the subject. For example, Ravi is in the class. So what are we telling about Ravi? He is in the class. So is in the class becomes the predicate. Ravi is the subject. Is in the class becomes the predicate. The same way, the book is full of beautiful pictures. So about what are we talking? We are talking about the book. So the book is the subject and is full of beautiful pictures becomes the predicate. Yes? Let's see one more example. The neem tree is big and strong. The neem tree is big and strong. So about whom are we talking in this sentence? We are talking about the neem tree. So neem tree is the main subject here. It is the subject here. And what are we telling about the neem tree? It is big and strong. So is big and strong will be the predicate. Okay. The predicate will always include the verb. Yes, children, whatever action word is there, that will also come in the predicate. Now read the following sentences. Circle the subjects and underline the predicates. Write this down in your rough book, children. Read the following sentences. Circle the subjects and underline the predicate. Write down the sentences and you have to circle the subjects in these sentences and you have to underline the predicate. Yes, and then I will show you the answers and we will check whether you are able to do it. The first one is, my friend sent me a birthday card. My friend sent me a birthday card. Second, autumn leaves are falling from the trees. Autumn leaves are falling from the trees. Third, my friend lost his compass box. My friend lost his compass box. So the first one, my friend sent me a birthday card. What is the subject here? What are we talking? Whom are we talking about? We are talking about my friend. So my friend is the subject. So what are we supposed to do to the subject? We are supposed to circle the subject. So I will circle my friend. Sent me a birthday card becomes the predicate and I have to underline the predicate. So let's underline sent me a birthday card. Understood, children? Okay. The next one, autumn leaves are falling from the trees. So what have you circled? You have to circle the subject. So what is the subject here? Autumn leaves. Yes. And what is the predicate here? Are falling from the trees is the predicate. So let's underline that. My friend lost his compass box. So what is the subject here? My friend. Yes. So we have to circle, my friend. Lost his compass box is the predicate. We have to underline the predicate. Yes? Did you all get it right? Very good. Now let's go to the next. Fourth one. At the factory, tomato juice is bottled. At the factory, tomato juice is bottled. Fifth one. The earth moves around the sun. The earth moves around the sun. And sixth one, deep inside the forest lives the woodcutter. Deep inside the forest lives the woodcutter. Yes? Copy this down in your book. Underline the subject. Underline the predicate and circle the subject. After you complete, I will show you the answers and we will correct and see whether we are getting it correct. Yes, children. Written it. So now circle the subjects and underline the predicate. Have you done it? Okay, so shall we see what the answers are? Fourth one is, at the factory, tomato juice is bottled. What are we talking about? What is bottled? Tomato juice. Yes. So tomato juice is the subject here, not at the factory. We are talking about tomato juice is bottled in the factory, right? So tomato juice becomes a subject here. So I'm going to circle tomato juice, and at the factory and is bottled will be underlined. Yes, I can write it as tomato juice is bottled at the factory. So at the factory is bottled will be underlined and tomato juice will be circled. Understood, children? Yes, it is not necessary that the subject will always come in the beginning. The subject can come in the middle also. You have to understand what is the sentence telling us about. What is the sentence about? Yes, and that becomes the subject. The earth moves around the sun. The earth moves around the sun. So what are we talking about here? The earth, right? So the earth becomes the subject. So I'm going to circle the earth. And what are we telling about the earth? It moves around the sun. So moves around the sun becomes the predicate. Yes? Next one. Deep inside the forest lives the woodcutter. Deep inside the forest lives the woodcutter. Now children, pay attention in this sentence. What are we talking about? Who lives in the forest? The woodcutter, right? We are talking about the woodcutter. The woodcutter lives inside the forest, right? So the woodcutter becomes the subject here. We will circle the woodcutter, and deep inside the forest lives becomes the predicate. So we're going to underline the predicate. Yes, the woodcutter is the subject because we are talking about the woodcutter. The woodcutter lives deep inside the forest. Yes, we are talking about the woodcutter. He is the main person here. So the woodcutter is the subject. We'll circle the woodcutter, and deep inside the forest lives becomes the predicate, and we're going to underline the predicate. Yes, have you all written down and have you all checked it? Yes, did you all get it correct? Good. Now children, we are done with the revision of chapter 12. sentences. Yes, I want you all to go through what you all have written, revise. Yes, and in the next class, we'll meet with the revision of our next chapter. Yes, children. Bye. Sai Ram.